Here we go, we're live. Hello, I'm Catherine Macy, and I'm here doing the meditation talk tonight. Sifu is out of town with his family. And I'm going to be talking about forgetting. And if you read the newsletter this week, you might have already read the blog, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that in depth too. So I asked a question of Sifu earlier this week about the challenges of the week. Actually, it was last week, about the challenges of the week. And I was telling him I was feeling like I was really challenged to even do them, because I have a lot of goals and things that I've set for myself this year. And I'm not 100% completing all of them every single day. And it feels like even trying to do more on top of that just was just too much. It was just too much extra. Right. So I was, I guess, trying to get out of doing the challenges of the week, but not really. Like, I really want to do the things I've already said that it is that I want to do. And Sifu gave me this really great answer about priorities and, making sure that you've got your own priorities here for yourself, and allowing yourself to make those your priorities and make them most important for you, right? And now, in my other life, I'm a professional organizer, and I help people with this stuff all the time. So I know this. It's not like I didn't know this. It's like, put the rocks into the calendar first, and then the pebbles, and then the sand, right? It's very, very obvious and easy. Yet in the moment, in the struggle of wanting to do the challenges, but still not having space because I wasn't even doing my stuff, in that challenge and that struggle, I'd forgotten about making my own priorities my priorities, right? So this whole thing of forgetting was something that was really intriguing to me, and I was like, well, that happens all the time, because I know that all of us know what's true and what's useful. Sifu was always talking about, Sifu Brown talking about, when you do something and then that's really good and it really helps you, and then you stop doing it, and why? I mean, silly, right? It's because that thing was really good and it was really useful for you. And we all know those true things that are really good and really useful for ourselves: getting enough sleep, exercising well, eating well, meditating, making time for yourself, making sure that you're doing the things that you want to be doing on a day-to-day basis, and pursuing the goals that you want to have for your life so that you can be satisfied and fulfilled, and all of those things, and being in the moment and just truly enjoying this delicious life that we have. And we forget that so often. We just forget it. It's like we forget to surrender. We forget to let go of those attachments, those things that we hold on so tightly to. And it's something that we all have, and what do we do about it? It's like so I've done a lot of self-development courses because I kind of like this stuff. And they're always talking about layers of the onion, like that you peel one layer off and, oh, look, it's the onion again. It kind of looks the same. That's the same idea. It's like this perpetual onion, this layers that you keep on pulling off and pulling off. And it's like you never see or experience something in exactly the same way. It's kind of like the whole of 2020 and Groundhog Day and the whole of 2020. It seems like it's the same, but it's not quite the same, because you were here yesterday and now you're here again today. But so this whole thing of just forgetting, like pulling off these layers, it seems it's almost the same, but it's not quite. And does your brain trick you into thinking it's different? Or does your brain have other inputs that are going, well, it's different. This is something you've never ever seen before. You couldn't possibly have seen this before. Otherwise you'd remember what to do. But I don't know. I don't know about that. And I think that the brain getting in the way and the ego getting in the way stops us from remembering. And what we really want to do is to remember. We want to remember our true selves. We want to remember ourselves at cause and being in a truly resourceful state where anything is possible. And I know that you know what that state is like. And I know that you know how to get to that state. It's by meditating, by allowing yourself to focus on the breath, by allowing yourself to be consumed by whatever it is you're doing in the moment, and having that be the sole focus of what it is that you're up to right now. And when you're in that state, and when you're right there, you're with yourself and you're with your true self. And when you're with your true self, you have the power to do whatever it is that you want to do. So remembering is facilitated by practicing meditation, which we will do in a little bit of time. It's facilitated by that focusing on the breath and letting go of all of those attachments and surrendering to being in the moment. That practice of meditation, that practice of being in the moment, that practice of surrendering, that practice of letting go of your attachments allows you to bring that into everyday life. And there's other things that you can do as well. And one of my favorite things to do is to think about my environment. So my environment can either support me or it can make it not so easy to be how it is I want to be, right? So my environment, I create my environment. We all create our own environments by the daily practices that we do, the things that we make into habits. So Sifu had a great talk last week about daily actions, turning things into powerful habits. So you want to look at how can you create powerful habits in your life that allow you to remind yourself of who your true self is and who your best self is, so that you can be that best self for the world. And the other thing that you want to have around you are people who are not afraid to keep you accountable. So it's very easy and it's very hard as well, same time, to have the right people in your life, to have the communication be sufficiently free so that you can communicate with each other around this accountability. It's very easy for the person being held accountable to become defensive. Oh, I'm doing that stuff. Oh, I can do it, but whatever, and not do it. And it's very easy for the person holding the person to account to kind of make them wrong for not doing things as well. So, and that's not very helpful. So a very good relationship that you're going to have there is where if you're being held accountable, you're allowing the feedback that you're getting from your accountability partner to remind you of who your true self is. And if you are being the person holding the other person accountable, then again, you're being your true self and allowing yourself to really contribute to the other person so that they can be their true best self as well. So you're really looking for this interplay of support for each other so that you can really truly remember who you are in the moment and allowing your actions to take place from that space and really standing in that space of resourcefulness, standing in that space of being at cause in your life to be able to create the best life for yourself and the people around you. And there are like a bazillion other books and courses and podcasts and audio books and videos and movies and all those sorts of things that you can take advantage of as well, so that you can remind yourself to be that person. Remind yourself to be the person at cause. Remind yourself to be the person who is adept at letting go of the attachments, who is adept at focusing on the breath, being with your true self. And then your actions, the things that you want to complete in your life, your goals that you set out, are almost a foregone conclusion. So with that, I'm going to say it's going to be, if you can practice being with yourself, practice having your focus just on the breath, letting go and surrendering to the moment, then that's what you should do now. So sit, meditate. Thank you very much.